Now let's come to I Will Pray, because that song I think was my first encounter with you.
Wow.
And even before I knew who Ebuka Songs was, I knew the song and I loved the song, and it just galvanized everyone that you have to pray. Like you can't walk through life thinking that it's all good. Like if others are praying, why are you not praying? If those that are even more advanced in faith are praying, then what about you with your meager faith? What are you doing? Why are you not doing it? How did that song come to you? Was it from what place were you that you decided that, you know what, this song is what I'm going to put out?
Okay, so that song is an encounter on its own. So I Will Pray came from the recording Midnight Cry Volume 1. I had a studio section. I called Steve one morning and said I was having a heavy heart. You know, that period we're going through a lot of, there was a lot we're going through. I dropped out of school. So it was a lot of crazy things. I was out of school for over a year. Yeah, when my friends were going to school, I was going to church. So I was almost depressed that time. It was so difficult for me. So I was having heavy heart that day. And I called Steve. I said, I just want to pour my heart. That was what I told him. And then we were trying to get a studio. I couldn't even afford the studio section. So I called a few studio and they were like, I have to pay this amount of money, It was that crazy. And then I prayed. I went to God and said, I just want to record the song, a studio section. And then one of the studio guys I reached out called me back and said God told him to record the stuff for me. It was strange. He told me God said just record it for him, and then he told me just buy fuel. 5,000 naira was what he requested for fuel. I remember very well. So Midnight Cry was recorded with 5,000 naira fuel from the place of prayer. I tell you, that's a part of the story people didn't know. I went to the studio. The guy recorded. God bless him so much. If I'm permitted to call his name, Jerry the pianist, such an amazing guy. Right. I'm going to find a time to show him to the world as well. He called me to the studio, recorded the Midnight Cry. The guy just on his recording. I went to his room. My pianist was playing, and I noticed that I was just pouring my heart. I was just recording. And when I recorded, I never had the plan to put it out. I told him I wanted to just pour my heart inside the recording and be playing it for myself to listen to. But when we recorded that worship section, it was powerful. The producer guy came out of his room and said, this is powerful. This needs to go out. So he mixed it, he mastered it, he did everything for free.
Stop it.
I'm telling you. And he said, this has to go out. I went to Steve and said, Steve was the one who uploaded it because I didn't even know how to put those things on YouTube. Steve was the one who uploaded it on YouTube. I went to meet Steve in his church that day after service. Steve uploaded the Midnight Cry. And that was how I Will Pray. I Will Pray came out of that section. And
then that's how it just caught fire.
It just caught fire. I Will Pray I just posted it on TikTok out of let people just be blessed with this section, and that was it. I was sitting in my house seeing the song going everywhere. I was just sitting in my house seeing the song. I've seen people rise and fall.
Yes.
I've seen people do big things and then crumble. So the desire to pray. Even the situation where I knew the only thing that could bring me out was prayer. In my family, nobody has ever been so great. Nobody has ever achieved anything so great. So it was a desire. If you don't pray, Satan will make mess of you. That was what I was just saying. So a desire to pray. A desire for the nation to pray. We were so cold that period. And all of a sudden, I noticed the sensation of prayer everywhere across the globe. So I knew this was a season for me, myself. So it was such a great encounter. That time was such a great encounter.
I will pray.